Hello, I am Nicole Johnson, the 2020 National Elite Ms. Agriculture USA. Welcome to the virtual speech segment for the 2021 Pennsylvania Miss Agriculture USA competition. Speech is for our Petite, Junior, Teen, Miss, Ms., and Elite divisions. This component is 15% of their total score. Our Miss Agriculture USA Queens are passionate advocates for agriculture. Please join us as our 2021 Pennsylvania Queens speak on the topic, What Agriculture Means to Me.
When I am asked what agriculture means to me, a whirlwind of ideas pop into my head. Yes, I am young, so you're probably thinking agriculture only means cows and tractors to me, but it means so much more. Agriculture is one of the most important industries in the world. Without agriculture, there would be no food to eat or clothes to wear. Did you know every day we touch a ton of things that tie back to agriculture? That is amazing. Daily, farmers and scientists work together to make new ideas to help the future of agriculture. Once again, my name is Lainey Henry, and to me, agriculture is the backbone of our society that is full of endless opportunities to learn and grow. Thank you.
When I hear the word agriculture, I think of family, farms, animals, and crops. I think of those things because that is what agriculture is all about on our family farm. My family takes agriculture very seriously, and I love it so much. To be a farmer in agriculture, you need a lot of equipment. You need tractors, trucks, combines, and trailers. Our farming equipment helps us grow crops and helps us take care of our animals. Barns are also part of agriculture. Barns help keep the animals dry and warm. They also can store hay and straw. Everyone thinks of barns when they think of agriculture. In agriculture, you have to be able to grow things. On our farm, we grow corn, soybeans, wheat, and hay. The corn and soybeans go to the feed mill. Our hay gets fed to the cows. I love to help grow things on our farm. And family is the most important thing when I think of agriculture. That is really what the farming community is all about. One big family. When others need help, we will help. When we pray, we will need prayers. When we cheer, it's because something amazing happened. Agriculture is so much more than I talked about, but that's what I know and what I live every day. So that is exactly what agriculture means to me.
What does agriculture mean to me? This year, agriculture means family. This year, instead of trying to find as many farms as I could visit, I have one that treats me like family. I may not live on a farm, but their door is always open. It's not a big farm, but I have learned a lot there, including butchering a turkey for the first time. I got to see a goat and a cow being born, and I even had my first sleepover at the farm. When I woke up, there was a newborn goat. We named her Mistletoe. Agriculture means being blessed. This year, there was a meat shortage, and I got in contact with a sister farm in our organization. We had a half beef in our freezer. Not everybody knows to go find a farmer. That's why it's important for me to advocate and be a queen. Agriculture means helping people. I really love helping people. Farmers do what they do every day is not just for themselves. Farmers work very hard, and it's very hard to do every day. They get up very, very early in the morning, take care of the animals, or water the crops before the sun hits them and dries out their soil. Everything a farmer does is passed on through society to keep us alive. If farmers didn't do what they do every day, we wouldn't have our needs to live. Agriculture is about sacrifice and working hard for our neighbors. It's living for others rather than yourself. Agriculture is life for a lot of families. Sometimes it's not noticed by a lot of people. Without farmers, we wouldn't have foods, plants, or clothing. If we think about it, agriculture is living. Agriculture is everything. The wood that builds our homes, the cotton that makes our clothes, the animals that provide food and clothing for us. These are our basic needs to live, and they all come from agriculture. So in conclusion, agriculture is living. It's food, clothing, home, and family. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Liliana Yates, your 2021 Delaware County PA Petite Miss Agriculture USA. Agriculture is essential in our everyday lives. To me, agriculture means helping people thrive. We all need to eat, and to do that, we need crops like wheat and corn, just to name a few. If we didn't have farming and agriculture, people would not be able to harvest crops and make food like bread, so therefore we could not eat, which would definitely be a problem. When food supply was short when the pandemic started out, we thought about growing a victory garden. We wanted to make sure we didn't waste seeds or supplies, so I took a webinar series on gardening from 4-H. Our garden was a success. Farming is one of the most important things in our world and society. Farmers also give us meat from pigs and cows. Meat has some benefits that other foods don't have. For example, meat helps your hair grow, and most other foods don't. Without meat, you would be missing out on things like protein and some of the other benefits of eating meat. We get eggs from farming too. Farmers raise chickens, and the hens lay eggs. Eggs help us get stronger and healthier. Our chickens were super important this year with the pandemic. When we couldn't find eggs from the store, we looked to our chickens even more so for our egg supply. Agriculture is so important in our world. Without agriculture, we wouldn't be here. Farmers bring us crops, meat, and eggs. For me, agriculture means helping humans thrive.
To me, agriculture means friendship, knowledge, and diversity. I made a lot of friends throughout my 4-H and Miss Agriculture USA journey. The people I've met, talked to, and understand my love for agriculture, which makes it much easier to talk to them. Friendships is important because especially keeping us through the hard times that everyone is going through. And also being 13, many people don't think you know as much facts about agriculture as you do, so I try to prove them wrong and help them with my facts. Agriculture also means knowledge. My knowledge about agriculture has grown since I started 4-H over 5 years ago. And my Miss Agri journey helped last year too. I've learned how to take care of my rabbits and chickens better and also helped learn about several different animals and more about agriculture. I've learned how to talk in front of crowds like I am today. And every day as I go through my agriculture career, I learn new and amazing things. Most importantly, agriculture means diversity to me. I grew up in the city really not knowing what agriculture was or what it was about, and how much it was used in our life. But here I am, 2021, Blair County Junior Miss Agriculture USA. I'm such an amazing organization where I am included, and I feel like a big family. Agriculture is made from everyone, for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're from the city with no animals, or from a big farm with 800 cows and horses. Agriculture is all around you, made from the food that we eat every day to the clothes we wear. It is in every aspect of our lives. I love how I get to be an advocate today, tomorrow, and always. Thank you.
What does agriculture mean to me? It means supplying local needs. It means cultivating land, raising crops, feeding, breeding, and raising livestock to prepare and meet our society's needs. Without agriculture, there'd be little to no food on the table, little variation of clothes for people to wear and buy, and few products for people to buy at grocery stores. Agriculture means hard work, day in and day out, 7 days a week. It doesn't stop when there's bad weather, when you are sick, or when you have other things to do. It means a lifestyle filled with long, hard hours, filled with heartbreak, satisfaction of a day well done, time management, and sacrifice. It means working during outbreaks such as COVID-19 or crop damage due to weather, or even disease affecting your herd. About how you're going to keep your business going. It's worrying about how you can take care of your farm if you are hurt or you can't do it yourself. It means choosing sometimes whether your animals will get food or you will put food on the table for your family. Agriculture is a science. It's not easy for everyone. Not everyone can do it. It's necessary, and information gets passed down from generation to generation to assure success for future generations to survive. Thank you.
From the beginning of time, there were gardens. Genesis chapter 2, verse 15 says, "The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to walk it and take care of it." This is what agriculture means to me. It's a chance to walk with the land and grow beautiful flowers and food. When I'm gardening, I become a part of nature. I can use all my senses. I can hear, see, feel, smell, and taste the beauty. I listen to nature all around me as I dig the earth. I hear the wind, the rain, birds, and all the insects. As I get my hands dirty, I can feel the soil between my fingers. I know that the seeds will grow and blossom with my love and energy. As I feel the warmth of the sun and the rain coming down, I know my garden is nourished. The garden then becomes my own canvas. I see the colors of the vegetables as well as the textures of the flowers become a beautiful painting that I have helped create. As I clear the garden of weeds and water it, I can smell the dirt and growing plants. My flowers smell so fragrant. I anxiously await the harvest of the vegetables I grow so I can taste the nourishment. The sweet corn, the yummy carrots, and even the spicy peppers taste amazing. I learned so much about my world while gardening, the sun, the moon, and the environment. I am blessed to use all my 5 senses while working the land, but the most important thing to me is the bond it creates with my family. My brother and mom and I walk in the garden together. I know that my family and I will be able to share this experience for many years to come. I use my 5 senses. I can know that the garden is healthy, but not only because of the food that my family and I help to produce, but the emotional and physical work it goes into the process. I love every single moment of horticulture. It creates beauty, love, and food for all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Olivia Cluster, your 2021 Lycoming County Junior Miss Agriculture USA, and I can't wait to share with you all how agriculture affects my life. When thinking about what agriculture means to me, so many things come to mind. Starting off, I think about how my animals have made me such a better person. I think about how my cow, Hershey, has shown me patience, and how my ducks have taught me that no matter how many times I fail, I should keep trying. I think about all the amazing people I've met and all the wonderful things we've been through. I think about all the lifelong bonds I've created. I think about all the knowledge that I've gained from these people and how I never would have been able to know it all without them. I think about how everybody is so nice. To me, agriculture is having a family to go to when nobody else is there. To me, agriculture is having 17 different succulents, but still wanting more. It's learning new things about a subject you thought you already knew everything about. It determines everything about my life. It determines what school I go to and what classes I take. To me, agriculture is visiting multiple dairy farms and finding out what makes each one unique. It's knowing which cow likes to get out even though they all kind of look the same. It's going on midnight rides to try and find the goat that keeps escaping, and it's trying to train your chicken to go back in when it lets itself out at 4 o'clock every day because it gets kind of annoying after a while. It's trying to figure out how your horse hurt himself this time. It's watching Grey's Anatomy in below zero weather while your fingers freeze, because if you don't, the goats will try and eat the calf feed. To me, agriculture is taking life as it is and learning life lessons. It's wondering why your tomatoes aren't growing, but your peppers are. It's praying for it to rain and then praying for it to stop once it does. Again, I'm Olivia Cluster, your Lycoming County Junior Miss Agriculture USA. Thank you.
What does agriculture mean to me? Well, for starters, you should know I haven't been raised on a farm, but I've been raised in Lancaster County, surrounded by nearly 5,600 farms. I've been blessed with a grandfather who has a love and passion for gardening, who has passed that on to me. I've been helping with the family garden since I can remember, whether it be planting in the early spring, watering plants, or just pulling weeds. This is what got me involved in agriculture at such a young age. And through our little family garden, we get a small glimpse into our farming neighbors' lives. Wanting to learn more about agriculture, I joined my local 4-H 8 years ago, and I cannot begin to tell you how much I have learned. I have branched out into new areas of agriculture and learned more about agriculture through 4-H than I ever thought I would. My friends in 4-H have even taught me more about agriculture, from what it takes to show a pig to what happens on the farm when a new calf is born. These are just some of the things I've learned with 4-H. You know, George Washington once said, agriculture is the most useful, most helpful, and most noble employment of man, and I couldn't agree more with that statement. Our industry can never die out. People need food, water, shelter, and gas, and all of these things depends on agriculture. One of the reasons I became a Miss Agriculture USA Queen is to better educate myself while educating others, and I've been more than willing to do that. I've learned many things through Miss Agriculture USA. For example, did you know that corn is in thousands of products like gum, glue, and even paper? This is one of the things that I've learned through my sister queens, and I know I have much more to learn, but with my sister queens willing to help me, I know I'll be able to achieve my goals. With all of this being said, there's one thing that agriculture has given me that I'm very grateful for, and that's the memories. From the summers in the gardens, to watching my brother do bull riding in the rodeo, getting my very first horse and working with him, even though it wouldn't always go as planned, to getting my very first job in agri-tainment. These are just some of the memories I have of agriculture. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Rebecca Cole, your 2021 Lancaster County Teen Miss Agriculture USA.
How does agriculture affect me? Agriculture is defined as the science or practice of farming, including the cultivation of soil for the production of crops and the rearing of animals for food, wool, and other products. But agriculture is so much more. Agriculture provides food, clothing, recreation, and economic benefit to our country. Did you know $1.109 trillion were given to the GDP this year by agriculture industries, and $1.302 billion of that was directly from farming? 1 in 12 American jobs are in ag-related industries. The food industry is also completely provided by farming. Dairy products, meat products, fruits, vegetables, they all have to be grown on a farm somewhere. Oxygen is also something that is provided by farming, growing crops, and cellular respiration. Recreation can also be found in fairs, farmers markets, horseback rides, hay rides, corn mazes, all sorts of things that farmers will do with their land. Clothing can also be provided with wool, cotton, and other plants that they make fabric out of. But the question wasn't, how does ag affect our country, but how does ag affect me? Agriculture isn't just in the farming side of me, although I have grown animals since I was little, and I've attempted growing plants, although I'm not very much of a green thumb. I play volleyball, which uses wooden courts, fabric uniforms, and leather balls. The same type of uniforms are used for cheerleading and dance team. Rifle team uses leather coats and paper also made from trees. All of these things are grown somewhere on a farm. Everything in my life is affected by agriculture. The sports that I love and have loved for years have all been thanks to agriculture. I wouldn't have courts to play my favorite sport on, or be able to cheer my school's football team on in my cheerleading jersey without cotton farmers. Nothing that I do would be possible without agriculture. So agriculture to me means life. Agriculture to me means everything that makes me happy in the world. Agriculture is my world. Thank you.
Hello, I am Madeline Cool, your 2021 York County Team Miss Agriculture USA. I may not live on a farm, but agriculture is still a big part of my life. What agriculture means to me is animals like my rabbit Daisy and pony Tonto. It also means fresh fruits and vegetables along with eggs, milk, and other ingredients for baking. My rabbit Daisy is a dwarf bunny. She eats hay that we get from local farmers, pellets we get from our local feed store, and our family's fruits and vegetable scraps as special treats. I like cuddling and playing with her and watching her fun personality as she plays with our other rabbit. I lease my pony Tonto from my 4-H leader. I enjoy taking him on trail rides with my 4-H club. In the summer, my family grows a vegetable garden. We grow carrots, onions, tomatoes, peppers, zucchini, peas, and cucumbers. My favorite vegetable that we grow are spring onions. I like eating them raw with a little bit of salt. Yum! What we don't grow, we often get from local farmers markets or roadside stands. I like when we get broccoli, watermelon, and corn on the cob. One of my favorite activities is baking, and without agriculture, I would not be able to do that. I like using chicken eggs or my niece's duck eggs, butter, milk from my local dairy, and oats, sugar, and flour from my local box store. Some of the things I like baking are cakes, cookies, and brownies. Almost everything I use on a daily basis is involved with agriculture. When I go to sleep at night, the mattress I sleep on and the sheets I sleep on are made of cotton. The clothes I wear are made of cotton and wool as well. The leather in my reins, saddle, and boots when I am riding is also made of cowhide. And from cows, I get steaks and burgers, which I love, and delicious bacon from pigs. One of my many hobbies is painting. And not only do my acrylic paints use cow bone and cow fat in them, I also use cow hair in my paintbrushes. Without agriculture, life would be extremely hard and nearly impossible. And I know for a fact I would not like it.
I want you to think of the most impactful statement you have ever heard. For me, it's through curiosity and looking at opportunities in new ways that we've always been able to map our own path. A statement spoken by Michael Dell that resonates in my mind as a synonymous statement of what agriculture means to me. Good afternoon, my name is Laurel Fogelman. I'm a third-generation agriculturalist, an education student, and the 2021 Center County Miss Agriculture USA. Agriculture is the foundation of a life that grants you exploration and opportunity. Every opportunity granted to me throughout my life all began because of one single pivotal moment 72 years ago. In the summer of 1949, a local farmhand named Wayne would be invited to a neighbor's family dinner after a long and tiring week of fieldwork. At this dinner, Wayne would meet a woman named Norma. Wayne and Norma happened to be my grandparents. Obviously, my grandparents fell in love, and several years later, after my grandfather's return from the Korean War, my grandparents invested into a plot of land to raise their sons and herd of cattle on. This plot of land turned into 42 acres of a dream come true, and this plot of land is the setting of a life that has granted me so much. My life's biggest passions metaphorically grew out of these 42 acres, and my love for the agricultural industries grew over my 18 years of life. This leading me to Miss Agriculture USA, and because of my reign through Miss Agriculture USA, I have the incredible opportunity to serve as a social media spokesperson and volunteer for the Highs for Heroes organization, a nonprofit focusing on empowering our nation's heroes through beekeeping, and I feel so fortunate to serve as a liaison between agriculture and veterans. My curiosity in life has flourished, extending into being a member of the Pennsylvania Farm Show Junior Committee, holding a Master's of Beef Advocacy certificate, 4-H, FFA, and involvement on my college campus. Without a life based in resiliency, curiosity, and opportunity, without a life based in agriculture, I would have never become the woman that I am today, a woman that is determined to change the face of agriculture. Through my reign as the 2021 Center County Miss Agriculture USA, I hope to give back to the incredible industry that has shaped my life into a narrative that I can be proud of. Agriculture will forever be in my mind as an industry that fosters exploration. And using what agriculture means to me, I hope to show generations to come the lives they can make out of an industry that fosters curiosity and opportunity. Thank you.
What does agriculture mean to me? Agriculture is all around us wherever we look. In the past, present, and future, we see agriculture here to stay. Many people do not realize that agriculture is everywhere. To the creation of our houses, to the clothing we wear. Agriculture is taken for granted by most individuals I meet. I have come across friends and loved ones believing grocery stores produce the eggs we eat and become exasperated when finding out that an egg's shelf life is 5 months. Without animals and crops to propel us forward, staying hunters and gatherers would not have sustained us very far as humans. From an article done by Nigel Holmes in 2009, worldwide research statistics show that the top animal killed and consumed for food were chickens at 12 billion, followed by ducks, pigs, rabbits, and turkeys. The country who still consumes the most meat per person is the United States of America. What does agriculture mean to me? Crops may not be needed for consumption as livestock, but its uses are just as important. Along with the adding nutrition to our diet, crops have boosted potential throughout centuries through clothes and fuel. Oil as a natural resource has always been unpredictable, as humans have used up most of the Earth's supply while waiting for more to resurface. As found in the 1970s, ethanol from corn allows us a better and faster way to run machines and cars, as well as leaving less pollution for the environment in our future. That's what agriculture means to me. Thank you.
What does agriculture mean to me? Agriculture is one of those things that is going to mean different things to different people, and it's not a one-size-fits-all industry. And if there's anything that the past year has taught us, it's that one-size-fits-all is not going to work, and you're going to have to be creative. We live in a world today where people care more about what's happening in other people's lives, things happening across the country, state, or the world. But what about the food they eat, the clothes they wear, or the products they buy and where they buy them? Aren't those things people should be more concerned about? It's not that they don't know, it's just that they don't understand. And that's where the Miss Ag community comes in. Our job is to help educate the public about the food they eat, the products they buy, and where to buy them. And also to help them make the best choices for themselves. With COVID-19 this past year, a lot of the events that we would normally attend were either canceled or moved online, or you had to go and socially distance, but it wasn't the same. And that made it hard. To me, agriculture is a way to reach people, and COVID-19 really put a strain on that. It's hard to reach people whenever people are afraid to leave their homes, or they can't leave their homes because of guidelines for social distancing and things like that. This past year, I got to go back to school face-to-face. My college put in social distancing guidelines and regulations, and we were allowed to go back to campus and have classes. And I had a speech class. In speech class, we got to pick a lot of our topics, so I took the opportunity to speak on agriculture and different aspects of the industry and help educate my fellow classmates. I go to school in a semi-rural part of Western Pennsylvania, and while we have a lot of kids from the rural area, we also have a lot of students that come from the cities and the suburbs, and many of them don't understand about agriculture. And to me, I could not pass up the opportunity. I was able to reach my classmates in a way that other people couldn't, and to connect with them on a level that they could feel comfortable talking to me about questions that they had for agriculture. And I was really excited for that opportunity. I really enjoyed speaking in my class and seeing their faces change as they started to understand different things about agriculture or about how food is made or where it comes from. All of my speeches were followed by a lot of questions by my classmates, and I was really happy that they were excited to learn and wanted to learn about something close to my heart. I still have people come up to me from time to time asking me questions, wanting to know how my animals are doing, or to see if I know the answer to a question. And if I don't, it gives me a chance to learn and teach somebody in the process while letting another part of agriculture reach me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Emily Wirtz, and I am the 2021 Blair County Ms. Agriculture USA. To me, agriculture means life. It's the feeling of that newborn rabbit in the palm of my hand. Throughout my 4-H career, I bred rabbits as my project. It was astonishing to me to see that this little life is here because of me. I felt the reward of seeing the mother rabbit care for her newborn young. I felt overjoyed watching that young rabbit go off to a new life with a 4-H member who was starting their show project. Agriculture means family. Family is more than blood. Family is someone who you can count on, someone who you can call when you're in a situation and need advice. The agriculture community is truly my second family. The 4-Hers took me in, a girl from the city, as their own. They showed me that it doesn't matter where you come from, but it's the love in your heart for agriculture that is important. Every time I had a problem with a rabbit, I could call a breeder or another 4-H member and they would pick up the phone and do everything they could to help me. Sometimes they would even come over to the house so they could help me better. I am so grateful to be able to call the agriculture community my family. Winston Churchill once said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm." This is true, especially in agriculture. I've been raising rabbits for almost 7 years, and I'm always finding a problem that needs to be fixed. I have failed many times, and I was on the brink of giving up at one point, but I loved my rabbits, and I loved what I did, and I knew the kids in my 4-H club that I lead would be disappointed if I stepped down. So I knew I had to get out there, fix the problems for myself, and just keep going. I am also new at raising chickens. I've had my hens for a little over a year, and I am constantly feeling like I am failing. Either their coop isn't big or they're on the wrong feed. But I get back up, I do my research, and I improve their quality of life. Without failure, nobody would be here doing the things that they do every day. We learn from our mistakes. Agriculture is so important to me. Without it, I would not be here today as a Miss Agriculture Queen. I am so grateful that I have found exactly where I am needed in life. So thank you, agriculture, for being what I need. And thank you to the Miss Agriculture community for showing me that family comes from anywhere. And thank you for watching my video and hearing what agriculture means to me. I am Emily Wirtz, 2021 Blair County Ms. Agriculture USA.
Passion, a strong, barely controllable emotion. When I think about what agriculture means to me, I think of the word passion. Regardless of your connection to agriculture or what aspect of agriculture you choose to pursue, one thing remains constant: passion. Growing up, I always dreamed of becoming a veterinarian. Working with animals, helping animals, and the science of veterinary work was intriguing to me. My passion for animals, agriculture, and science led me to the overwhelming decision to pursue my passion beginning in high school agriculture classes. But how many of you have ever felt like you weren't good enough? There was a voice inside your head, or maybe an outside source, telling you you can't do this. You don't have what it takes. Unfortunately for me, I let these outside sources and that voice inside my head dictate where my heart led me, and I decided to become an agriculture teacher. Don't get me wrong, I love agriculture, and I don't mind teaching high school students every day, but that's simply not where my passion lies. My passion has and always will be in helping animals and being the compassion that owners need when it comes time to say goodbye to their faithful companions. I always wondered why I had such a desire to teach animal science, and I finally come to the conclusion that my passion for agriculture lies in animal science and helping animals. Recently, I've decided to pursue my true passion and enroll in an online veterinary technician program. Now, I haven't given up on teaching. I've simply decided that taking this next step will allow me to see if I truly do have a passion for working with animals, or if I do enjoy teaching the future generation of agriculturalists. When I was asked what agriculture means to me, I didn't know right away. I didn't have that aha moment. And the more that I thought about it, the more that I came across the word passion. Regardless if you have a passion for helping students or animals, all of our passions can be intertwined into agriculture. Passion, a strong, barely controllable emotion. So, what does agriculture mean to you, and where does your passion lie? Thank you.
When asked what agriculture means to me, I think it's important that you first know that I didn't grow up on a farm, nor do I live on one now. I hope someday to be able to own a small farm with a couple horses for our girls, but that dream and goal is way off in the future. Agriculture to me is a family's past, present, and future. For me, it was being blessed enough to grow up 15 minutes outside of State College in a very small town called Stormstown, where I learned how hard our farmers work 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I learned that farming takes a lot, and that's where my passion to be an advocate started. My present is teaching in the classroom. I learned that quickly that children have no idea where food comes from. I've gotten answers like, it just appears in my fridge, or mommy just makes it happen. For me, I felt the need to teach children where their food comes from and how to appreciate that. So in the spring, we teach one of my favorite lessons where we plant some seeds, we grow them, and then at the end of summer, we harvest our seeds and create our own farm-to-table lunch. While this unit is small and doesn't seem very worthwhile to some, this unit to me means everything. It gives me the chance to spread my love for agriculture into the minds of young children. I've heard children say things like, I want to be a farmer, or I want to do that at home with mom and dad, which just makes my heart just flutter. Agriculture is our future. Without agriculture, we would be hungry, we would be cold, we wouldn't have anything to clothe ourselves, we wouldn't have the medicines that we need to stay healthy. Agriculture is our future, and investing our time and our voices in something that we can speak for is where I feel I can be an advocate. One of my biggest blessings in 2020 was when I got to work with farmers from our local farmers market, connecting them with the community that didn't think they were there anymore. I got to work and spread the knowledge and the ability of our CSAs. People had no idea that a CSA existed, where they could get their farm fresh produce delivered to their door in the comfort of their own home and the safety of their own home at that time. Agriculture to me is passion, it's drive, it's love, but most of all, agriculture to me is a family. We are a family coming together for a common goal to raise the next generations of advocates and hopefully a farm her or two. Thank you. I'm your 2021 Clinton County Mrs. Maggie Silvas.
The topic for this year's speech is, what does agriculture mean to me? And the answer to that is very simple. Everything. Now for my family, it's pretty obvious. We're farmers. It's how we pay our bills. It's our livelihood. It's how we raise our children and provide for them. But for me personally, it runs a bit deeper than that. I spent 4 years in the United States Army, enlisting on September 11th of 2002. And I thrived in the military. It gave me purpose in life. I loved the discipline, and it was how I provided for my oldest son. I never intended to ever leave the military until I retired, but God had other plans for me. And after my first deployment to Iraq, I was medically discharged and I was sent home on March 15th of 2006, a civilian. And I was lost. Job after job and chance after chance, I could not figure out how to be productive in the civilian world. Until I met someone in 2011 who was in production agriculture. Now, I'm no stranger to agriculture, at least not that I thought. I grew up riding horses and my grandparents owned a nursery when I was younger. But this was different. This was a dairy farm. I had no idea what I was doing. But I was engaged and I was driven to learn as much as I possibly could. I was milking cows, raking hay, running the combine, feeding the steers, you name it, and I wanted to do it. And I realized that there's this discipline to production agriculture that most don't realize is there. No matter what the weather's doing, the animals need watered, fed, and bedded. The equipment needs checked on and tended to. The fields always need a once-over. And then there's the paperwork. That never ends. And I realized that I found the civilian form of the military. I volunteered with County and State Farm Bureau, 4-H, I'm a 4-H leader, and I visited local farms and their stores. I wanted to learn as much as I could, not only about the dairy industry, but about all the different commodities that agriculture had to offer. And once again, I thrived. So I can honestly say that agriculture saved my life. And that's what agriculture means to me.
Agriculture meets our daily needs as humans. Without it, we would be cold, naked, and hungry. Agriculture encompasses more than farming. It includes over 300 diverse career opportunities. I enjoy interacting with the public and having an opportunity to bring agriculture to life before their eyes. Through the COVID-19 pandemic, the importance and multifaceted sides of the agriculture industry have become very apparent to more people. From people in developing countries starving to death because of government-mandated lockdowns without access to food, to dairy farmers dumping food from their bulk tank, and grocery store shelves devoid of products people have come to expect. The average citizen didn't realize their role in agriculture is very important, even as a consumer. More people took this time to learn how to grow vegetables in the garden in the backyard, have chickens to produce eggs and meat, and also to grow plants hydroponically, whether in the basement, the kitchen, or the living room. They also learned how to process this food for later consumption, learning how to can, freeze, and even dry products. Agriculture includes a lifestyle of education. People need to understand that many of the buzzwords stamped on products found in the grocery store are simply put there by marketers who know they don't really understand what they mean. So because of fear, they're driven to buy a product they don't really need. Words such as antibiotic-free, gluten-free, antibiotic-free chicken, and non-GMO eggs are just to name a few, when they're exactly the same as their non-labeled counterparts. There are 10 genetically modified organisms that can be found on grocery shelves today. GMOs have been tested and proven time and again in the past 60 years to be found to be safe for human consumption and use, and have greatly reduced the amount of pesticides needed to produce these products. General consumers need to understand that producers care about the products, whether animals or plants, that they produce, and they produce them in the best manner possible. Agriculture is a caring community of people that come together to help each other. I have enjoyed seeing segments of agriculture come together through these tough times. In closing, agriculture means a lifetime of learning myself to better educate others, helping others to become more self-sufficient and informed consumers. Agriculture is the most important industry and needs to be cultivated in the hearts of others to sustain our growing population.
As a little girl, I grew up on my grandfather's land. I would help him with gardening. I would help him with his small apple orchard. The apples smelled and tasted delicious, but it was the tomatoes that I loved and would pick right off the vine and eat. My grandfather taught me about the many varieties of flowers on his land. Oh, how beautiful they were, and they smelled amazing. And animals. I learned to ride horses at the barn across the creek from his land, how to check the chicken coop for eggs, and even witnessed a lamb being born. I also learned that while mucking stalls isn't fun, the hard work and energy taught me responsibility. This beauty of land and animals in memories of my time at my grandfather's is what agriculture means to me. It is family. It is community. It is a way of life. There's no better feeling than knowing that you have helped create food for family and community. I am thankful that now I can continue to not only support the agriculture community by working myself, but instilling this love for our earth into my 2 children. I want this next generation to have the passion I have for agriculture. Whether you live on a farm or in the city, agriculture is all around you. To be in the fields at sunset or sunrise and know that you are helping to feed our world, our community, is no better feeling. I want my children and children all across our great nation to have this opportunity, to feel the sense of love and community that I have had as a child, to feel the joy of the earth beneath your toes, the sun beating on your face, and the smell of flowers and fruits, and the taste of the tomatoes while the wind blows your hair while riding a horse is one of the most peaceful times of my life. And it is my desire for children to have this same sense of peace and calmness. To me, there is nothing better. Agriculture is community, family, peace, and so much more to me. It is a way of life.
Thank you so much for watching our virtual competition. If you too have a passion for agriculture, please join us by becoming an advocate for agriculture as a Miss Agriculture USA Queen. To learn more about Miss Agriculture USA, how to become a Miss Agriculture USA Queen, and to see more of our Miss Agriculture USA Queens in action, visit our website at www.missagricultureusa.org. Be sure to like us on Facebook and to follow us on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our Miss Agriculture USA YouTube channel.